It's always been interesting to me how people portray themselves on the internet. The most notable way is probably the avatar, which is your profile picture. It's how you represent yourself amongst your internet community. I think everyone's individual picture is so unique, and it says so much about them, of who they are or who they want to be. I started doing the hand-drawn avatar series in September of '08, and my first drawing was Christine Gambito, who's known as Happy Slip. I drew her first because my little cousin Angela was obsessed with her videos and thought she was amazing, and it was actually through Angela that I found out about her videos. I thought they were hilarious and well done. She's such a creative woman. So I decided that was the first avatar. I remember the song I used was Time to Get Ill by Beastie Boys, and there was really no reason to do that except that I loved the Beastie Boys. As the drawings developed, I decided to use the music in a more practical sense. In essence, being a DJ of sort and taking the video and putting some music to. I try to mix and match things to make sure they sound good together, instead of just, picking a random song and adding it to the video. I started looking at how the drawing was composed, what shots were happening. For example, if the camera's moving around a lot or if it's pretty static, it kind of conveys the mood using the music. I like using artists that don't sue me. I think that's very noteworthy of them because I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not making money off it, so I don't see why they should have a problem with that. I think it's an homage to their music that I want to use it. I try to use music that have no lyrics or minimal. I don't want to dwell too deep into it. I'm not trying to pinhole people. I don't want to corner these avatars into a specific song, but really the song is supposed to help lead the drawing in the music video, how it's composed. I like using Daft Punk, Justice, The Rapture, a lot of up-tempo music, and I love Daft Punk because it's just has this sort of digital connection. I think actually their song Digital Love was the first video recording I used with the I Love Fail Whale video. The hand-drawn avatars are digital in existence, but I'm trying to bring them into the physical world by composing them into a drawing. It's kind of funny because in a world where you can upload your image in seconds and crop it and have it ready to show on the web, I'm taking 20 to 30 minutes to make these individual drawings for people. The reason why I put so much time and care into them, it's sort of a vintage nostalgic feeling. Kind of like writing a letter on a typewriter as opposed to sending an email. There's some sort of physicality to it that holds dear to myself, the artist, and I think the person that I'm drawing as well. I love them all. I mean, if you have more than one kid, are you going to say you love one more than the other? Well, you might, but I think all of these back here and all the other ones that I've drawn, they all have a unique experience and unique look to them. With each avatar, I spent time with the photo, just looking at it and trying to break it down, getting to know the person. Because some of these people I don't know, and I'm trying to get a feel of personality to get conveyed through this avatar, not just drawing, not just recopying an image. Otherwise I would have just used the photo in the first place. I wanted this sort of personal feel to it. I experimented with different mediums at first, using my traditional walnut ink and charcoal. For some reason it didn't feel right. It hit me though when I used a number 2 pencil again, and it brought me back to the days of just drawing in school, trying to draw portraits of people. A real personal connection. I think everyone has a personal connection with pencil on paper, whether they're an artist or not. These avatars are 5x5 on Reeves BFK paper, so they're very small. And I picture these being in a coffee shop or maybe a gallery and just hanging all these on a giant wall and try and fill it up. And it's just the idea of having all these people get together and look at their photos and build community is amazing to me. I'd love to see that happen. That's the purpose of the hand-drawn avatars too, is to get to know the person through art. And a lot of times I like to do a second drawing of a person and compare and see what I've learned from that person from the time I did the first drawing to the second. Honestly, the thing that draws me to a person's avatar is the look of it. Not to say that they have to be aesthetically pleasing or it's that sort of traditional definition of beauty, but the way the composition is and how they present themselves. I usually tend to draw myself toward the avatars that feel really true and authentic. It's like, wow, this person's presenting themselves as who they really are. It's not, the MySpace pose or something. That might be how some people are, but just the avatars that say, I want to share the world with you, or I want to share my worldview with you.